love. An intense feeling of deep affection. Thank you, Google. Love, love. A roller coaster of interception of the mind, body, and soul. Inclusive of this great, great knowledge that we are one. Love. A deep expression of acceptance through the heart's inner projection of love. 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 An intense feeling of deep affection. The idea that love was all about complexion, less like an artistic reflection of love. The first placement on the front page oddity, based on the ideology that love is just something you get, not something you give. Created in the mind. With rejection to this feeling that this is how you get people to love you. Here, take your first place ribbon. As if your outer world has to fulfill you more than your inner world. As if it actually can. Here, take another ribbon. Add this to your collection of love. Perched upon no progress, the silent revelation of what can you do for me instead of what can I do for you. First place prize goes to the best one out of everyone in a place that has no oneness. Popularity wins, and at least everyone likes you. And screw everyone who didn't win. You're better anyways. They told you so. Another one for your collection. And 10 years down the road, when you're covered in money, and all of your super close friends who love you for your first place ribbon, you'll find there's more to life than just first place winning. When all you knew was getting, receiving, and deceiving, you'll find the mind misguided you in all of your first place winnings, that money only filled the gaps. No explanation on the differences in giving and receiving, as if one had to be without the other. A lesson we learned in school as we let the numbers definition define who we are and our placement in life. In the line of deception with the side of suppression in our grief-stricken depression, that this is what it means to love. And for our students with the 4.0 GPA and above, congrats, you're top of the school. But how can you love when both sides are deceiving what it truly means to love? Rising above the masked parts of your anxiety placed on you by society, that this is what it means to love. Single yourself out. There will always be someone above you. As if you were undeserving of love all this time. Instead, allowing yourself to win third place in your own rejection with no detection through the shattered perceptors that this is how you feel. A robot's perception whose light for awareness no longer flashes the bulb of intuition, looking through the optical instrument of misconception that the heart must withdraw. In this situation, no one wins at all. Left with the rest in a room full of rights, alive with some unconscious idea that this life is all. The wrong definition of love all along. Love. An intense feeling and deep affection is wrong. That what you see is what you get, and that the journey to love is long. Misconstrued by your narrow perception that perhaps love is lost. And instead, you make love the destination instead of the tool you use all along, with the predestined idea that love is not at all something you give, but something you wait years and years and years to one day receive, something you never gave at all. The only thing that ever got in the way of love was judgment, that one must be flawless and that the state of perfection has no bruises. That life was less about heartache and more about what the news says these days. As if the news had more weight than the views on your heart. That a student with all A's and B's had more talent and ability than your wild representation of art. and that the kid who won first place in all the competitions was not just first place, but an expression beyond smarts, and that you could never amount to anything because of your pace. This was all a judgment of love. The mind greets conclusion, combined in disillusion, that in a state of acceptance there is no confusion, that love is something you get because of the love you give. Conditioned to believe that the love you receive is because of the love you give. That you could only ever be measured by someone else's measurement of first place if you allowed it. But that no one can ever define this love except for you. Lit with the candle of life's bliss, a belief carried down for years that love is more like a gift and less like a blessing. Thrown at you through the curveball of life's pleasures, unsure of life's hidden treasures, but that love was a jewel in the box of displeasure. Deception. Something you could only get outside of you. Misconceptions laid out in lessons that love and inner acceptance are life's greatest blessings and love's greatest tools. That love was never outside of you, just a feeling cloaked in someone else's opinion, that this is what makes you, you.